Hello students, see this question based on thermal expansion. We have a container made of glass. Okay, the glass has coefficient of expansion, coefficient of linear expansion alpha as given in the question. Inside the container we have a liquid whose coefficient of volume expansion is gamma naught and the liquid is occupying a height h. Alright, now the temperature is changed or increased by delta T such that the liquid and the glass container both of them will expand. So the question is asking, there are three different questions are given. Okay, we have to solve them one by one. So first of all, let's look at some basics. The area of the base of the container is, let's say, A. Okay, so area of base of container initially it is equal to A, and finally when the temperature changes the area of the base will change because the glass container is expanding. Now how will the area change? So the new area A1 will be equal to A times 1 plus 2 alpha delta T. Alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion for glass. Okay, but here we are changing the area, so we need to use beta, and beta is equal to 2 alpha, right? Similarly, when we talk about the volume of liquid, so let's say that the initial volume is V, so the final volume will be how much? Finally V1 will be equal to V 1 plus gamma naught delta T. The question says that the coefficient of volume expansion for the liquid is gamma naught, so this is the new volume at the new temperature. Okay, now this liquid is inside the container. Okay, so if this is your container over here and this is the liquid inside the container, so the liquid is now having volume V1 and the area of the base of the container is how much? A1, and the here we have the volume of the liquid V1. So what is this height H1 now equal to? So it's very easy, area of base multiplied by height A1 H1 is equal to V1, so H1 will be V1 divided by A1. Okay, now let's go to the question. What is the relation between gamma naught and alpha so that the fraction of volume of container occupied by the liquid does not change with rise in temperature? So fraction of volume occupied means what? See, this is the area of cross section is same throughout, right? So let's say that the initial height over here is y. So let's add one more parameter, height of container. Initially it is y and finally it is how much? Y1 equal to y1 plus alpha delta t, 1 plus alpha delta t. Okay, the height y is a linear, is a length, so for change of length we use 1 plus alpha delta t. Okay, so the new height y1 will be y times 1 plus alpha delta t. So the question is saying that fraction of volume of container occupied does not change. So fraction occupied, first part is fraction occupied initially will be how much? Volume of liquid divided by volume of container. All right, so this is equal to volume of liquid is how much initially? That is equal to V. Okay, or we could also write it to be equal to AH divided by volume of container is how much? AY, so this is equal to H by Y. And finally the fraction will be how much? Finally it will be equal to, final volume of liquid will be A1 H1 and final volume of container will be what? A1 Y1, right? Total volume of container will be A1 Y1, correct? So this is equal to H1 by Y1. So according to question, what do we have? Initial fraction is equal to final fraction. This is what is given. So just put the values. So H1 will be what? H1 will be V1 by A1. So this will be equal to V1 by A1 Y1. So that will be equal to V1 is how much? Where is it? V1? V1 plus gamma naught delta T. Let's try it over here. Here I will multiply and divide by A. Okay. So AH will be equal to V and AY will be, just let's keep it as AY, and V1 is V1 plus gamma naught delta T. A1 Y1. A1 is what? A 1 plus 2 alpha delta T. Y1 is Y1 plus alpha delta T. Right. So AY will get cancelled out. V will get cancelled out. So 1 plus 2 alpha delta T, 1 plus alpha delta T will be equal to 1 plus gamma naught delta T. Okay. Now you multiply them together, what do you get? You will get 1 plus 3 alpha delta T plus 2 alpha square delta T is equal to 1 plus gamma naught delta T. Now, since alpha itself is generally a very small term, so this alpha square will be even smaller than the other two values. So we can just ignore this. This term is negligible. Okay. So what do we have? This term is equal to this term. One will get cancelled out. So 3 alpha delta T equal to gamma naught delta T, or we have 3 alpha equal to gamma naught. This is the answer to the first part. Now the second part is asking what is the relation between gamma naught and alpha so the liquid does not change with respect to ground. So basically in the second part what they are saying that final height of the liquid should be equal to initial height. So final height is how much? V divided by it's V1 divided by A1, and H could be written as V divided by A, right? We could write H as V divided by A, total volume of liquid divided by area of the base. Okay, so V1 is how much? V1 plus gamma naught delta T divided by A1 is how much? A1 plus 2 alpha delta T, and here we have V by A. So if you simplify this, you will get 1 plus gamma naught delta T is equal to 1 plus 2 alpha delta T, or gamma naught is equal to 2 alpha. Very easy. Okay. Now we come to the third part. What is the relation between gamma naught and alpha so that the level of the liquid does not change with respect to the container itself? What does this mean? So to understand that, let's do something. See, the container is made of glass, right? So what I do, I will keep another glass rod over here. This is your glass rod over here, okay? Made of the same glass of which we have container, okay? Now when you heat the system, the glass rod will expand, okay? The liquid has a new height h1, correct? The liquid has a new height h1. So let's say the liquid is rising somewhere up to here. This is the new height of the liquid h1. Then the glass rod is also expanding up to the same height. Okay. Initial height of the glass is equal to h. Final height of the glass is equal to h1. Okay. So that's what the question is saying in the third part. The point of contact, if you try to understand the point of contact of container and the liquid does not change. All right, understand again. See, the container and the liquid are in contact at this point. Okay, now the liquid is rising up to this height, but the point is on the glass container. So let's say that point is over here. Then this point on the glass, if it also reaches the same height, then it will still remain in contact with the liquid surface, right? So that's what the question is saying, that the glass and the water both expand by the same height. This much of glass, okay, this much of glass and the water expand by the same height. So we have for liquid H1 equal to V1 by A1, that is V1 plus gamma naught delta T, divided by A1 is what? A1 plus 2 alpha delta T. And for glass, H1 is equal to H 1 plus alpha delta t. We took the glass rod, right? The glass rod had initial height h and the final height to be equal to h1, same as that of the liquid. Correct? So this is, so we have to equate both of them basically. So do that. So just write this down over here. Here we have this term, here we have this term. Oops. Alright. So V1 plus gamma naught delta T equal to AH. Again, multiply 1 plus 2 alpha delta T with 1 plus alpha delta T and you will get 1 plus 3 alpha delta T plus 2 alpha square delta T, and we ignore the alpha square term. We don't need that. Now AH is basically initial volume of the container of the liquid, sorry. So AH will, and we will cancel out. So again you will get gamma naught is equal to 3 alpha. Alright.